It's bionic Bigfoot, new from Kenner. And the $6 Million Man.
Look out, Steve! You'll never beat Bigfoot. Oh yeah, this'll stop him. Synchronic circuits! Give up, Bigfoot! Bigfoot never gives up.
Bionic Bigfoot, new from Kenner. $6 Million Man sold separately.
And then here you are, you know, connected to the space, so they think they can, like, you know, make friends or connect with you in some kind of way. And he's talking, I feel like he might have caused electrical havoc or in water havoc and things like that because his frequency.
I mean, the water heater did explode.
I would do if I was normally doing like a cleansing. He's not related to you, so it's invasive. He's decided to be connected to you. So you do want to exit that out.
Let me turn up the volume because I'm having a hard time hearing. I'm having a hard time seeing too. Okay.
Gone.
Yes, gone. Who's here with me right now? I am. Is that Steve? Did you say blood? Who's the little girl? I had a feeling there was a kid here. Who's the little girl? That's that Mitch voice again.
Yeah.
That's, oh, I have chills. That's the same we got with the animal help.
I keep hearing help.
Okay, how can we help you? I heard Mitch. Did someone hurt you in this house?
Stop.
Why do you want me to stop? Leave now.
Linda, what is this thing you're using? It's scaring me.
It's called necrophonics, and all it is basically it's just a digital spirit box, but there's no outside noises. Whatever the spirits are saying to us, they're saying to us.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to leave because I live here, and I can't leave. This is my home. It's been my home for a long time. So we need to sort that out.
Who did you want to leave? Are you specifically mad at me? I'm just here visiting. Do you know that? Did you understand what Riley said?
What?
He's not leaving. This is his house. I will be leaving. Do you understand that?
I do.
Who knocked down the mirror? What's your name?
Jim knocked wood?
Was it an accident? Yes. So you were not trying to get anybody's attention? Oh, did that say Linda?
It sounded like it.
Did you just say my name?
What do you think about this quest we're on tonight? This experiment we're doing.
How can I help you?
Go. He doesn't want. They're asking you to leave.
They're asking me to leave. I pissed them off. Don't worry.
It's not you, Riley. It's Linda.
I have this charm with ghosts. Hence why I'm a ghost.
Was it art? Was it art? One man's obsession turns the cold north into a blazing battlefield. The Capture of Bigfoot, not a documentary. The Capture of Bigfoot, now playing at a theater near you, rated PG, parental guidance.
In the wilderness, there is a delicate balance. Paul understood this. There were those who didn't. I'm going to find it and kill him. Even Paul's deepest secret would not be safe.
You have seen him, haven't you?
They were hunting for something special, but no one was prepared for this. Try Wilderness. The legend lives. Rated PG. A film for the entire family.
Now showing in Knoxville and surrounding cities.
A mysterious discovery.
He gave me this.
Leads to the adventure of a lifetime.
There is no Bigfoot. He's a fairy tale.
Only Paul knows the truth.
Send me away and you'll be killed!
Only he can warn them. If it's not too late. Try Wilderness. The legend lives. Rated PG.
Now showing in Knoxville and surrounding cities.
It's your pal Riley. Thank you guys so much for being here. This was like an insane idea that we thought we would try out to throw Bigfoot a birthday party. Honestly, better than any birthday party I've ever had. Happy birthday, Bigfoot. As is tradition, we usually open up these live streams with a song. So I'll play a song. Pop C, we are all good over on Pop C land? Oh, there they are. Hi, I can see you in my laptop, internet friends. So I just rewatched Lord of the Rings, which kicked off a Led Zeppelin thing. This one has a Lord of the Rings reference in it. Don't know how I'm gonna tell you. I can't play with you no more. Don't know how I'm gonna do what Mama told me. No, my friend, the bar next door. Can't believe what people say. You're gonna let your hair hang down. I'm satisfied to sit here working all day long. You're on the darker side of town. When I'm out, I see you walking, but your eyes don't see me. Could it be you found another game to play? What did Mama say to me? That's the way it ought to be. Oh, that's the way it ought to be. Yesterday I saw you standing by the river. Were those tears that filled your eyes? All the fish that lay in dirty water dying, and they got you hypnotized.
Yesterday I saw you kissing tiny flowers. All that lives is born to die. So I'll say to you that nothing really matters. No, no. All you do is stand and cry. Don't know what to say about it when all your ears have turned away. Now's the time to look and look again at what you see. Should it all remain this way? No, no. That's the way. That's the way. Ought to be. Oh. That's the way. Ought to be.
Thank you. And now, without further ado, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Collectors Club.
Big Hairy Summer.
What's up, everybody?
Yo!
Yes,
Give it
thank
up.
God. Thank God there's people here. Oh,
Give it up for Riley Bray,
Oh my God.
everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you were all envisioning Bigfoot sitting alone in the forest during that song.
I know I was.
Led Zeppelin is good Bigfoot music. You thought it was only for Lord of the Rings. Turns out it's for Sasquatch as well.
That's right.
Why am I sitting down? It's not time to get comfortable yet. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bigfoot Collectors Club. Bigfoot's 65th birthday bash. And look at all you beautiful people.
Yeah.
He's only 65 years old. This is the thing. So 27
explain this.
years ago.
Yeah.
So Sasquatch has been around for a long time. We've been talking about this recently on the history of Bigfoot on our podcast. And I also love, there is a person here who I met earlier today called Cousin Susan. Cousin Susan has never heard or anything about Bigfoot before, as far as I know. Is that correct? Shaking her head, no.
This is going to be elucidating.
Yeah, this is gonna.
It's a primer for you.
This might destroy some familial relationships. We'll find out. But anyway, it was 65 years ago this weekend, August 27th, 1958, that some loggers up in Bluff Creek, California, saw some footprints around their work site. And news started to spread that there was some sort of ape-like creature living in the woods. Now, back up in Vancouver, they had Sasquatch and all this stuff going on for a while. But in Northern California, the term was coined Bigfoot. The name was Bigfoot, thanks to the local Humboldt Times. And so we've had 65 years of Bigfoot, basically. That's how we do. That's what we call horse math on the podcast.
That's right. That's just simple.
That's simple horse math. Really.
Yeah. Anyway, hi.
It's first year stuff.
Welcome to Bigfoot Collectors Club. I'm your host, Michael McMillan.
I'm
with me always is your other host,
Bryce Johnson.
And of course, our super producer,
Riley Bray.
And welcome to 2-Bit Circus in Los Angeles. I want to thank 2-Bit for having us. Yes. Welcome to the live stream, people who are watching at home on popclounge.com. This is very exciting. Tonight is a conclusion to our summer-long series, Big Hairy Summer. And it is also the conclusion to our deep dive history that we've been doing called The History of Bigfoot, which after I read the first comments on Instagram, I realized felt a little bit more like homework than I intended it to be. But I hope you're learning. If you guys haven't heard part 3 yet, but it won't matter. We'll get you caught up real fast. Without further ado, I think we should bring out our party guests tonight.
Most definitely. Seems like a good idea.
We have 2 amazing party guests that are joining us this evening.
And yet one sort of awkwardly placed chair, so this will be interesting.
And one awkwardly placed laptop.
Oh, here, yeah. Let's work on that.
Yeah, will you unplug that?
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, there you go.
See, this is the producing that I do. I place laptops on shaky tables with multiple beverages.
Are you coming over here with me?
Oh, no, I'm just getting this chair.
Oh, this chair.
Yeah,
that chair is actually, we're using that chair.
The one you blocked with your laptop.
Oh, got it. Great.
There we go.
Check.
Okay, great. It's live radio.
That's actually how this all goes down in real life.
Now I'm stuck back here.
We have 2 amazing party guests.
Whoops.
You know them from television shows and film projects that we can't talk about because we're currently on strike right now. Thank you for applauding and whistling for this workers' strike. SAG-AFTRA,
Yeah.
PGA, stay strong.
Solidarity, baby.
Yeah.
That's right. That is right.
But you know them from Bigfoot Collectors Club. Without further ado, please welcome to the party one Mr. Burl Moseley and one Mr. Eric Edelstein.
Woo! Yeah.
That's for you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You brought birthday presents.
Thank you. Yes, we did.
Wow.
We did. We wanted to make sure that Bigfoot got
great.
his gifts.
Okay, I'm gonna put the gifts right over here. Maybe we'll open.
I have something in the bag that I need.
Oh, that was so
personally,
thoughtful.
I'm going to remove that for me. That's for me.
You're one of those that like when a birthday.
Do I have 2 mics? I love this.
Burl.
You have all the mics you need, buddy.
Burl deserves 2 mics.
Burl, 2 mics, Moseley.
Are you one of those people that like when a sibling had a birthday, you had to get a present as well?
No, because I was raised right.
That's right.
And I just knew that's like, hey, this is their spotlight. But I would request, there are 4 corners to a cake usually, sheet cake. I was like, just give me a corner piece, and
That's
I'll be
all you
happy.
want.
And that's what they would do. Yeah.
You're playing chess.
That's right.
That's the move.
Playing chess,
Big
chess.
Eric, are you a cake boy or frosting boy?
All of it, friend. All of it. Yeah, character actor. You can eat whatever you want, buddy. It's a joyous thing.
I love it. All right, so we're here celebrating Bigfoot's 65th birthday. Not as old as you might have imagined. Bray, Burl, and this is what here. If you've been listening to the show for a long time, you know that I just called everyone Bryce on the show.
That's just like my mother. Jeez.
Burl, Eric, what does
That's also a sign of love.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Burl, Bryce, Burl,
Bryce.
Burl.
My mom used to call me she'd go through all of our pets' names before she got to me.
Sure.
She called me my sister, and then she'd go through the dogs, the cats, and find her husband, my father, who I only refer to my father as my mother's husband. and then finally
we'll unpack that on a different podcast.
That's Patreon.
Yeah, that's Patreon level content right there. That's not main feed.
So, Eric and Burl, what does Bigfoot mean to you guys? Because I don't think on any of the episodes that you guys have been on, we've actually talked about Bigfoot. So, Burl, let's start with you. What does Bigfoot mean to you?
You know what? When I was a little lad and I saw Bigfoot for the first time, that still image of him, in shadow.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that image tonight.
Yeah,
don't you worry.
And then I think it was a little later I saw a video and I was just like, well, it's a guy in a suit.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that was
perfect.
Me. That was me as a little kid because I just found out about Santa Claus. I was like, nothing's real. Easter Bunny, nothing's real. And then it was sometime later, Harry and the Hendersons. I remember that. I can't talk about that. There was a movie with like a big dude.
I think if you're not in it, it's
okay.
okay.
We can acknowledge the existence.
Call the union, Burl. You're out.
All right, I'll
Look, this guy talked about Harry and the Hendersons at an arcade minibar.
Yeah.
Filing a report. All right.
I remember I saw that and I was like, oh, this is just like some poor animal that's just misunderstood.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I had like these really deep feelings for him. And I was like, I want him to live with us so we can take care of him. That was my experience at Bigfoot.
I like this experience.
Yeah.
That means they did the movie right. When
Yeah.
you you walk away feeling like that,
Mm-hmm.
they did the picture right.
You know when you're watching the movie, you say, "Leave him alone." Like,
Right.
you know, they're doing something right.
Yeah, and then John Lithgow punches him at the end of the movie.
And you're like,
what the fuck, dude?
Why?
I was rooting for you this whole time, and now you just punch Bigfoot.
All that work he set up, and he just ruined it.
You blew it.
It's not how you say goodbye to somebody you love.
But
Eric,
yeah, Bigfoot's great. Bigfoot's great.
Eric, you're from Washington State, big Bigfoot territory.
Oh yeah, I'm from Vancouver, Washington, which is you know Vancouver, Washington? Heck yeah, everyone thinks it's by Canada, but it's actually like a welcome, friend. Welcome.
Cousin Susan's table's getting a little rowdy over there.
And we love it.
Yeah,
yes.
keep going.
So Vancouver is about a half an hour, 40 minutes from Cougar, Washington, which is kind of ground zero for a lot of Bigfoot sightings. So for us there, it's a lot like if you ask the monks in the foothills of Nepal, where they say, well, we know the Yeti exists. We don't need proof like you folks come in needing proof. And around Vancouver, Washington, there's so many stories. I think most people up there kind of believe.
Come in, children.
And
Come in.
or trying to
gather around and
it.
hear the legend
Please,
of Bigfoot.
Come
young
in.
men.
You're right on time.
There's an open table for you right there.
It's the legend of Bigfoot.
You can grab a reserved seat or a non-reserved seat. We love it when the youth come to hear the stories of the North, of the Pacific Northwest.
Tales of old.
Are y'all Bigfoot fans? Yeah,
You will be when you leave.
Get ready.
Yeah.
You're about to be edumacated.
I have
all right.
feet. Love feet.
As you were saying.
I like that.
Oh no, that was it. We believe up there.
Yeah,
damn it.
great.
We believe. I think we should do a remote broadcast from up there. We should go to Cougar. I know Bryce knows everybody we would ever need to know up there.
Man, let me tell you something. Washington, I think, is the #1 state for Bigfoot reports over all the other ones. So even California is like a second behind Washington. That's Bigfoot country up there.
Oh yeah, I think what holds us back though is for some reason in Washington, a lot of us got that universal redneck accent.
Right.
I don't know how because it's so far from the South. But when you see the interviews, no, I seen him and he come right through here. And my friend Kenny, he look at him, and I'm like, "You're killing us here, friend. For one, you're putting a horrible image of rural Washington. But how are we talking like this? Like so many people in Vancouver, Washington. It's amazing. God bless them all."
Yeah.
Well, God bless Bigfoot. Now, you may or may not know this, but Big Harry Summer isn't just about Bigfoot. And even though this is his birthday party, there's a segment that we've been doing all summer long where we're talking about another giant hairy cryptid, sometimes seen in Washington State. Everyone, it's time for a segment that we like to call Dogman USA.
Oh, yeah. I love this one.
Are you ready? If everybody had a backyard across the USA, then everybody'd see Dogman. Looks like a coyote. You see him carrying a poop bag, chewing sandals too. A bushy black hairdo. Dogman USA. Everybody, let's go. Dogman USA. Dogman USA. Dogman USA. Dogman USA. Woo! That's how you do it. Woo!
Yeah.
So,
way to commit.
Way to commit, everybody.
All over Manhattan. Oh no. Oh.
You know what? Dogman has been seen in Manhattan.
That's true.
Burl, thank
Spotted
you.
all over.
Not just rural areas. You'd be surprised. So in Dogman USA, this is a segment where we pull up a Google map of Dogman sightings around the U.S. It's unsourced, but this is where people have said that they've seen Dogman.
It's also anonymous.
Is anybody here need to know what
Anonymous and
Cousin
unsighted.
Susan? Have you heard of Dogman?
Oh,
No.
okay.
So Dogman is basically, this is when I start yelling and people tell me I'm getting loud. Michael, this is what my mom's husband used to say.
You're using your theater voice, Michael.
Yes, sir. So we picked out two. Dogman. Dogman is like Bigfoot, but children, where are you going?
They're gonna go play
Young
video
men.
games.
Yeah.
You
You
can't
don't wanna
play
hear
too
about
many video
Dogman?
games. You're not
Boston
gonna learn
Dogman.
about Dogman.
Wow.
I knew once they gave that. Are you into Bigfoot? And they gave this. I'm like, yeah,
God
I don't think
damn
they're
it.
long for the room.
They got
you can at least fake that. It's
They
Hollywood.
got so embarrassed when I sing that Dogman song.
They're like, we're out of here.
This is
All right,
they're
we
gonna
gotta get
go
outta
on
here.
Reddit and call me cringe, and I'm gonna get so upset.
We've got some Fortnite to play. Let's go out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
That is, they are actively going to hurt my feelings later tonight. I can't believe we lost them.
That's the power of the youth right there.
Oh God,
That's
I'm
all right.
doing it. It's lame on purpose.
Here's the
It's
saddest thing.
supposed to be stupid.
Everyone else in here is going to get real answers to giant paranormal questions tonight.
Right.
Those four just left enlightenment.
Yeah,
They
live
miss-
in
they're missing out.
ignorance.
I went to Bigfoot at Two Big Circus and AMA, guys. AMA. It was wild, AMA.
So Dogman's just like a tall dog. That's all it is. All right, let's go on. So, Eric, let's read our first Dogman sighting. This one is from Snohomish County, Washington.
Heck yeah.
Did I say that correctly? Correct me.
Close enough.
Snohomish.
And if you ever want
I didn't
to,
have my reading glasses on, okay?
You got this.
Look,
you got
I
this.
can't stop thinking about the insult
No.
of those young men.
No.
No, you're
Let it
good.
go. Let it go. It's over.
What are you doing?
Shake it off, baby.
All right,
Oh,
then
no,
you
get
guys-
that.
So you're coming back.
Yeah, get drinks.
You promise.
This is what
Alcohol's
Dogman
good.
All right.
does to everybody.
Yeah. People are afraid of the truth
Look,
in
if you don't
2023.
acknowledge it, people on
We
the
are
live stream
staying
won't even know
here.
what's happening.
Yeah.
All night
We're all
long
just
until
listening.
all of you believe in Dogman.
The doors are locked from the outside.
Yeah.
You can have mozzarella sticks and many tacos, but you're
bar-
getting some truth.
The bar is open, but the city is closed. Eric, let's go.
Okay. 1997, 98. My first encounter happened late at night while driving to Snohomish from Sultan. Two towns being 10 miles apart. I was with my mother, and we just finished dropping a friend off at her home in Sultan. It was late October, and there was an unusual storm going on that night, and everyone talked about it the following day. Tremendous cloud-to-cloud lightning and a very cold, dry wind with no rain. Bright flashes of light, loud thunder, and lots of leaves blowing around. After dropping our friend off, we were on a stretch of the road that's very dark, with farmland on either side of the highway. That's Highway 2. And both sides having densely wooded hills. Now, we were driving a 1991 Honda Accord, name drop. And at this one particular spot in the road, something caught my eye. Off to the left side, which was a farm field, and there was a break in the guardrail for a dirt road going into the field. Now, right when we were even to this break, I saw what looked like a huge dog coming up. And right then, it ran in front of our car, and I hit it. Now, we could see
wasn't expecting
the
that.
top of its back, which we both swore looked more like a hyena than a dog. It had to be huge to see its back over the hood of the car, especially when you're sitting pretty low to the ground in a Honda Accord. Its fur was shaggy brown and mottled with dark spots, just like a hyena, and its front seemed higher than its back. Now, the headlights lit up as it ran right in front of our car, and we could feel it get hit, but didn't see it go either up in the air or off to the right side of the car. It was running from the left side of the highway to the right. We were driving westward. Now, it sent my car into an uncontrollable swerve, back and forth into the oncoming lane, and I just prayed that I could get it under control to keep from getting into a head-on collision with looked like maybe a Ford Aerostar van.
This person knows their cars.
Deeply. Now, a calmness came over me, and I felt like my guardian angel had taken control of the steering because we missed the van by just a few inches. Now, after going a little ways further, we were both so shook up, I pulled off to the side. Now, my mother wanted to go back and look for the dog because we both love animals and felt bad about hitting something. But I had a bad feeling about looking for this dog because it looked so strange and I was afraid of it. It was dark and stormy. It didn't feel safe, and I just wanted to get home. We got back in the car and stopped at a little gas station. We first got into Monroe, which is the next town between our town and Sultan. So we get out to look at the front of the car, thinking surely there'd be some evidence of hitting something that large. We were going the highway speed when we hit it, which is 60 miles per hour. So like there'd be a dent, some fur or blood, but there was nothing there. Not a scratch. The whole thing had a very supernatural feel to it. The look of this dog, which was huge and looked more like a hyena, just didn't seem right. Now, neither did the timing of it running in front of us, like it wanted to make us stop on that dark stretch of road and get out of my car, which we did, but we got right back in. Oh, I never saw it on two legs. It ran on all fours, but there was something so calculated about the way it came up to the highway and looked at our car and ran in front of it. It seemed planned. It was such a strange electromagnetic type of storm that night too, friends. The next day, people we knew that lived miles and miles apart in many different directions all talked about the storm and one particularly loud thunderclap that shook everyone's homes. They all thought it was directly above their house, but they were all miles apart. Now, I have 3 more encounters which occurred after the first one, but I'm pretty sure this happened October 1997, maybe 1998.
Wow.
Damn.
Well done.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
It really makes you stop and think that all the actors are struck and we're making this talented man read this material.
Man.
And what a shame it is.
I love you. I love
so
you.
good, Eric.
Yeah,
that was
Best
very
Dogman interpretation yet.
that was great.
Yet.
I always get weary when a witness has more than one, and especially like 3 to 4 encounters. It's like I feel like you lose credibility quite
What
fast.
makes
It's a
you
slippery
so
slope.
special?
Yeah, right.
And then they're like, also there was a weird thunderclap. You know, like they're wedging that in at the very end. Now, you know, I don't know. What do you think?
Discount that dog?
Yeah, no. By the way, Dogman is real. They're out there. They're out there.
People are hitting them with their cars. So
they are. It's true.
So that the weather historians can track it and be like, I remember that thunder.
Yeah.
I know exactly
right
what
over
day
my
that
house.
That was 97. No, 98. No, 97.
it also sucks it never ended up on its hind legs either, because now you're just into dog territory.
Like maybe it was just a dog.
We could have had some standing up and,
Also, Mom was
better.
right. You need to make sure you didn't hit a dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right?
good parenting.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, we have one more encounter. This one is from nearby Azusa, California. Guys, Dogman's in your backyard.
Dang.
Oh, yeah. So this testimonial here is written in all caps.
So you have to yell it.
Just want to let you guys know. First line is, I live in California. It was all caps. I live in California. But I'm not gonna do that. It'd be a long, sustained, all caps. But here we go. I live in California. And about 10 years ago, the area known as Azusa, near the canyon in the hills, there are new homes in this community. I was attending a premiere with my son, who was in a commercial, and I parked across the street in a business complex due to lack of availability of street parking.
Specifics we don't need, but go ahead.
We arrived at the
to your
home.
son, though.
Yeah.
We arrived at the home, and a few hours later, we decided to leave. I remember it was around 6 p.m. We headed towards our car, and I first opened the passenger's door to let my son in. And as he started to get into it, we turned to look on the side of us, and underneath the awnings of the building, there were lights. So we could see very well an animal running north towards the street, passing in front of the car right by us. This animal was on all 4 legs like a dog, and actually bigger than a dog. But the worst was that it was grunting and moved fast. And I yelled to my son, "Get in the car!" And I ran around the back of the car to get into the driver's side, not taking my eyes off the animal. This big dog turned its head to look at us and was in front of my car looking directly at me with a man's head attached to the body. And it had red eyes. We didn't say anything or talk about it again. This is a real incident that occurred during our visit up at this location. Up at this location!
Now, my son, Corky, he's very talented. And when horrible things happen to us, we do not talk about them because he needs to stay focused. He needs to be ready to book these commercials. I don't care what it is, what comes at him, if it's a Dogman or the fact that his father hasn't paid child support in 7 months. We're not talking about it in this family.
You're not getting out of this audition.
Not at all. Yeah. Not at all.
You're going.
You have a call back tomorrow morning, young man. I don't care if there's a Dogman looking in your window.
So what? It was a Dogman. Dad, I can't go. Use it. I'm tied. It's great.
Do you think they typed in all caps because they're internally screaming ever since the moment this happened to them?
You know what? I think they probably, because it starts off with I, and they meant to capitalize the I, but they hit caps lock instead of shift.
I've done that.
And then, then it's all downhill from there.
They just committed to it.
Yeah, and they're just like,
Now,
let's just go with
if
it.
I may, couple red flags here. I've been in a lot of commercials. I would be in a commercial tomorrow.
You would be or will be?
I wouldn't be a scab, but I mean, I'm thrilled to do
I
another
think
commercial.
work is fine.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
fine.
right. Oh yeah,
Fine.
I
Guys,
got degraded at one in Wilshire a couple weeks ago.
I just want to make sure everyone knows the son isn't scabbing.
No.
The son, it's
No.
okay. It's a different contract. He can
But
work in
here's what
commercials.
I've done a lot of commercials. I've never been to a premiere of one of my commercials, and I sure as fuck don't think the premiere would be in Azusa.
Right.
And I also don't think it would last 3 hours. It's like,
What do they just run it over and over again?
30-second spot. All right,
You know, when
everybody,
I
go
got
home.
my reverse mortgage, bullshit. Azusa's interesting. You know the name Azusa? Does anyone know where it came from?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's like a created city, and they said we have everything you need in the USA from A to Z. Right? Yeah. When you think about it, everything about it. So I'm calling bullshit on all this because I would love to go to a premiere for a commercial.
Was it even a commercial? That's what I'm worried about now.
No, they got conned.
Oh no.
They got conned by somebody in a dog suit.
No bipedal dogmen in these stories. Just dogmen on all fours.
There's somebody listening right now named Azusa who's crying on the floor.
That's what my name means?
They thought their name meant something else.
Wow. I always thought I was named after my mom's husband.
Just broke them.
All right, everybody. Say goodbye to Dogman USA. That segment's over for the summer. It's time for our next segment. We're going to take a look at some of the worst Bigfoot pics from the last 65 years in a segment that we're calling Worst Bigfoot Photos.
Ooh, I like this.
Now,
Are
you
there
know,
any?
Bryce, how do you feel about doing this tonight?
This will be good. I imagine I know quite a few of these.
Okay, so I'm starting sort of from not so bad and then to maybe the worst. Okay. And it's hard if you Google worst Bigfoot photos out there, a lot of stuff comes up. But these are things, these are cases that people actually claimed, these got some traction. Some of these made it on the local news.
All right, let's take a look.
All right, we're going to start with this first one. This is
I remember that one.
This is a trail cam footage. I'll tell you why I think this is this is the worst picture category. All right. This was taken in 2007 up in Pennsylvania by a hunter named Rick Jacobs in the Allegheny National Forest, September 16th, as you can maybe see over here.
Yeah. Timestamp.
Now,
I like this photo.
Okay. Well, a lot of people think it shows a juvenile Sasquatch bending over.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Okay.
Right.
What do you guys think? Someone says that's
Someone
a
in the
bear.
audience said that's
I
a
heard
bear.
someone say that's a bear.
That's a bear.
I could see it being a bear. I got to give you that.
Yeah, well, Pennsylvania Game Commissioner Jerry Fieser told the local news, there is no question it is a bear with a severe case of mange. This is just a sad bear.
This is a sad bear.
But how does he know? No question. What is he, like a fucking authority on trail camera photos?
That is a bear.
That could easily be. You do see sort of that anthropomorphic shape, like it's leaning.
If you
over.
shaved a
How
bear,
does this guy fucking
Michael,
know?
you said he was a ranger who said this?
Yeah.
The Wildlife Pennsylvania Game Commissioner Jerry Fieser.
So yes, he is an authority on bears.
He
to
sounds
answer
like
your
somebody
question.
who needs to go to the
Sounds like
fucky
he knows
bucket.
Yeah, that's sort of his whole job.
That guy's not going to any commercial premieres. I know that much.
Now, listen, I don't want Bigfoot to feel like we're roasting him at his birthday tonight.
Right,
That's not
yeah.
what we're here to do. But I'm just trying to say, this is all leading somewhere, all right?
Sure.
But I'm just saying, you get some
separating
bad
fact from
picks
fiction.
out there.
Yeah.
All right, this next
But we
one.
can't say for certain that that's not a Bigfoot.
That's true, Bryce.
Right.
Just as we can't say for certain that this isn't a Bigfoot. This is a photograph taken by a man named Todd Standing. He's a Canadian. That's not for or against. I'm just saying this was taken in Canada. This is what has been known as the Muppet Bigfoot photo.
Yeah.
Todd Standing claimed to get this close-up picture of this Bigfoot while he was out Sasquatch hunting, and this was part of a Bigfoot documentary called Discovering Bigfoot. We talked about this on BCC
that.
the other side.
Yeah. Right.
You bought it
Yeah.
and you bought it.
Owned it a long time ago. Yeah, right.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Eric, Burl, thoughts on this Bigfoot?
Man.
Do I have to say anything else?
No, yeah.
It looks like something you would buy for your mom at the Renaissance.
You know what? It
Festival.
looks like something. Here's what it is. It looks like something, your parents are like, hey, we found your grandma. We haven't seen her in 40 years.
Oh my
We're
God.
going to her house. And you're like, okay, great. And you walk in and she has this at the front door. And you're just like, ha. And she's like, oh, yeah.
My grandma's weird.
Oh, yeah. I just found it in the attic and I thought I'd bring it down.
I mean, this guy's got some balls to make a creature like that. You can, and you know what? Keep that in mind as we sort of go through our story tonight. That obviously, if this is a fake, and we do believe that it might be,
do you?
Wow, the qualifying in that statement.
Look at the.
I didn't say fakest Bigfoot photos. I said worst Bigfoot.
Yeah,
photos.
but look at the work that went into that. So keep that in mind. But
Eric, you took a good look at that face. What came to your mind?
I want to believe.
Okay.
I want to believe.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll allow it.
I want to believe, but I don't think I do.
Okay.
Yeah. There's this. For those of you who haven't seen it, this is Discovering Bigfoot. Todd Standing, he's the guy that tried to sue the Canadian government to get this animal species recognized as a real animal species, and he came out with this.
For that, let's do it.
Yeah. He came out with this documentary, and it was supposed to be explosive. He had discovered this strange land that nobody really knew about. That's a whole other story. And but on his documentary,
he basically found a Bigfoot pocket dimension.
Yeah,
in
right,
Alberta.
right. And he brings these two really popular scientists who are sort of looking at the Bigfoot phenomenon too.
That's a stretch.
Right. Okay. Well, these two scientists. Anyway, so he puts this one up. He says he captured it as a portrait, and then he also has this other one that looks completely different. Very controversial character, Todd Standing. But
we cover this all on our Patreon. You should listen to the episode.
I'm with you, Eric. I kind of want to believe too, but
horrendously
this one
bad
makes it
movie.
hard for me.
Truly incredibly terrible.
If the Muppet Bigfoot didn't convince you, perhaps the skunk ape of Lettuce Lake will.
Oh yeah.
This is let's get a Mike. If you're
Bigfoot
on
in
the
Tampa
live stream,
Bay.
Yeah, let's get a close up of this one. This.
That's fucking legit, bro.
This guy.
Yeah, that's legit.
This was taken by a retired electrician named John Rodriguez, who was fishing December 26th. So he decided, you know what? The day after Christmas, I'm going to make a Bigfoot hoax. That's how angry he was on the day after Christmas. He claimed that he heard a splash and looked over while fishing in the Hillsborough River near northeast Tampa. And that's what he saw. And he took a picture of it. They sent this to the news. They sent this to the local news. And guess what? The local news put it on television and asked people if Skunk Ape was real. Yes, Skunk Ape is real. We know this. But if this Skunk Ape is real, come on.
Yeah.
You know what this is?
What's that?
He went to a putt-putt golf that was based on King Kong, and he went to hole 9, which is where you putt into King Kong, and he stole it, and he sprayed a white stripe on it.
Tonight. He's like, I gotta go get that. It looks like Bigfoot.
I like the literal.
That's going in the swamp tonight.
The literal skunk stripe on Skunk Ape.
He's like, I gotta do it. Shh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it on the news.
This was taken by a group of guys.
Yeah, we proved this one was a hoax. We did that on
Matt
on our,
McKinney,
yeah.
Justin Arnold, and Alan Stern were behind this one. And Justin Arnold.
How'd you guys prove it? You looked at it?
Well,
looked at it.
Yeah, yes, Burl.
We did more research than that.
Sometimes you need to look into it, and sometimes you just need to look at it.
Okay, so here's how we did it. Apparently, the guy that took this photo had also sent into the news a few months prior an alligator with a double-headed alligator, which
was an amateur taxidermist.
Yeah. So he was an amateur taxidermist and sort of sent the comment boards wild, but they found him out to be somebody who's just,
if you Google Justin Arnold skunk ape
fool me
art,
once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I still give you a chance.
There's some great Justin Arnold skunk ape art out there. I actually have one of his pieces as my PS5 avatar. It's skunk ape wrestling an alligator, but it kind of looks like they're making love.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
All right,
you can't fool me twice.
Right.
Finally, I present to you the Ivan Marks Bigfoot photo.
Whoa, yeah, that's a good one.
Whoa, hanging low.
Yeah, free balling is right.
Indeed.
This was taken in 1970 in Washington State.
Whoa. So 70s Bigfoot.
Yeah,
balls
this was when when people talk about 70s Bush.
Yeah,
this
there
is
it
what
is
they refer
on
to.
display.
It really
Hair,
covers a lot of
the Broadway
real
musical had
estate.
just come out or something.
Yeah. A husband and
What if we
wife,
did hair, but with
Ivan and
Bigfoot?
his wife took these photos and claimed to take a film of Bigfoot. This was after the Patterson-Gimlin movie had come out and become popular. And they're like, you know what? We got one up here too. And he does not wear pants.
Right.
Wait, how come every other picture of Bigfoot he's like drunk?
He does look
Because
a little
Bigfoot
inebriated.
wasted.
Yeah, for
But when we
sure.
saw the first one, he's like,
Yeah, you're right.
It's just sinking in one.
I do feel like the director of this said, just a little more bow-legged. We can't see the balls.
We made the balls. We want to see them.
Fun fact, the documentary, The Legend of Bigfoot, that this was in, the director of that doc was named Harry Weiner.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
W-I-N-R, but
It's a little on the nose.
It's a little on the
So
nose.
what do we know about this photo, though? Is this...
So this was a series of photos that were presented to be the real deal, and he claimed that he had a film, and then the film never turned up. So
okay.
it's pretty sketchy. Pretty sketchy stuff.
What is it? Just a bear with mange, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know much
You know what?
about
Good
that.
on him, though. This photo,
Yeah.
real ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
All
on
right,
him.
everybody. That was worst Bigfoot photos. We have some. Let's check in with our live stream listeners, see what they have to say about these photos. If anyone has any,
They're loving the roast of Bigfoot. They're really here for it. Cloven Tongue coined the phrase "pendulous balls" to, of course, go with
that one
the
was
pendulous
standing
breasts of.
Yeah, that was right in front of us.
It was right there. It really was right
right
there. but
here.
Yeah.
He got there for us. We also got Stephen Mayer Jr. Coined the term "Sasquatch."
Great.
Sasquatch.
All of
Very
these.
nice.
That's
Very
a
nice.
band name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
I saw Sasquatch and Coconut Teaser. Good,
Or
not
like
great.
a really good, maybe 80s horror movie. Like, just when you thought it was safe to go outside, Sasquatch is coming for you.
I'd watch that.
I love it. All
I'd
right.
watch that. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you listen to the show, you know that there's a game we love to play with all of our guests. And tonight, you are our guest. I'm going to go down a list of phenomenon. If you're open to it, you're going to clap. If you're not open to it, you're going to boo. All right? Just to help, we're spicing it up a little bit. Typically, this is a game that we love to call bullshit or believe it. Oh,
Yeah, that
I'm
was his
sorry.
line.
Don't.
I was reading aloud and I fucked it up. This is a game we like to call bullshit
Or believe it.
I'm so
nice.
I'm so sorry, my friend.
Better.
Much better.
That was really
He's out of
bad
control.
of me.
He's out of control. Why don't you guys switch
I really
seats?
am.
He's out of control.
Out of control. All right. So this is the big hairy bullshit or believe it list. Remember, you got to pick one side or the other. There's no in between. Here we go.
Roger.
Bigfoot birthday guess. And Eric and Burl, you guys can play along as well.
Okay, great.
And you can say bullshit or believe it if you want to. Okay. And then they'll back you up.
Okay.
Here we go. Everyone, on your mark, get set, ghosts.
Believe it.
Believe it.
Bigfoot.
Believe it.
UFOs.
Believe
it.
Mothman.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Dogman.
Believe it.
After that segment, come on.
Strong showing after that segment. Yeah. Awesome.
Bat Squatch.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Hairy alien UFO nuts.
Believe
Bullshit.
it. Sure.
I'm for those.
The Beast of Gavaldon.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
No one has known what that is
It's a
all
big
summer.
French wolf that killed a lot of people in the 1700s.
Yeah.
Believe it.
It's approval.
Those French don't lie.
Goatman.
Nah.
The Yowie. The Bigfoot of Australia.
Yeah. Australia's Bigfoot. Yep.
The Jersey Devil.
Believe it.
Mystery Big Cats. People
Yeah.
see big
Believe it.
cats.
Yeah.
Sasquatch. Just another name for Bigfoot.
Believe
Believe
it.
it.
Believe it.
Yep.
All right, Eric, this one hits a little close to home for you.
Yeah.
Bigfoot bodies were recovered after the eruption of Mount St. Helens.
Believe it. Absolutely.
Has to be true.
Yeah.
Here's some booze.
Respect. Respect.
Bigfoot creatures have penetrated the subterranean infrastructure of Edwards Air Force Base.
Believe it.
Bullshit.
Well, you guys need to listen to that episode. Aaron Hayes,
It's a good one.
Desert Sasquatch. Check it out. You could outsmart a werewolf.
Believe it.
Bullshit.
Believe
I could
it.
not. No.
Believe it.
Interdimensional Sasquatch.
Believe it.
Telepathic Sasquatch.
Definitely.
Believe it.
Yep.
Invisible Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
You got a smart crowd.
Bigfoot looks blurry in every photo because he is blurry.
Believe
Believe
it.
it.
I mean, yeah.
It's a thinker.
Finally, in our original timeline, the famous bear family's last name was spelled Berenstein, not Berenstain. Wow.
Strong
Believe
agreement.
it.
Strong. Well done, everybody.
Nice work. Wow.
That was great. Any comments from our live stream friends that want to say one thing or another about it?
It just says believe it, believe it, believe,
Okay.
believe
See how
it.
they're going.
Give
Copy,
Bigfoot all the
believe.
powers.
Bam.
Believe it,
Got it.
believe it, believe it.
I should have
That's
asked
great.
this earlier. Other than Cousin Susan, is there anyone here who's never heard this podcast before? Great. How's it going so far for you, sir? Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, good.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. I'll take it. We can barely see. You know, if you want to move that table dressing out of the way, you can. Poor guy. All right. All right, everybody. Well, I think it's about that time, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Gonna finish off Big Hairy Summer.
Let's do it.
It's about that time. If we looked at some of those, some of the lamer Bigfoot photos, then why don't we take a look at what people still call the best Bigfoot footage ever taken?
You're the OG.
Of course, we're talking about the Patterson-Gimlin
Boom.
film.
There it is.
Look at that.
All right.
Take a good close look at that creature.
Look at that. Are those balls? There is a bit of a droop.
No,
I've never noticed this before. There is a bit of a droop.
I don't know about balls, but I definitely see those glutes. Bigfoot been
Yeah.
doing his squats.
Yeah.
And some pendulous.
Got that
Pendulous
badonkadonk.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's time.
Somewhat Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. That's good. That's good.
It's time for High Strangeness. In part 3 of the history of Bigfoot, we covered the story of Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin, who claimed to have captured a female Sasquatch on film on October 20th, 1967, while shooting a documentary on Bigfoot in the forests of Bluff Creek, California. This was just 9 years after the legend of Bigfoot began in that area. The film went on to make a little bit of money for Patterson, who was fighting cancer at the time, an illness which would take his life a few years later in 1972. Since then, the Patterson-Gimlin film has become not only the most hotly debated bit of Bigfoot evidence in the field, but a legitimate pop culture icon. It helped pave the way for Bigfoot's popularity in film, TV, and mass culture during the 1970s, 80s, and beyond. But Not everyone thought Patterson was the most reliable narrator. While Bryce debated that the film was legit, having even investigated the case on an episode of Expedition Bigfoot, which we can talk about because it's not a SAG-AFTRA show. There are still naysayers out there who claim that the whole thing was a hoax. And one of those people was a man from Yakima, Washington, Patterson and Gimlin's hometown, a man named Bob Hieronymus. He says that he knows that the film was a fake because he was the man inside the suit. Tonight, dear Club Scouts, we bring to you the most controversial story that we've covered during Big Hairy Summer and possibly on this very podcast. Apologies in advance for the tension that we are about to bring to these birthday proceedings.
Yeah, friendships are made and broken over this frame of footage right here, you know.
It's
This is
time.
important stuff.
Yeah, it's time for the history of Bigfoot Coda. What about Bob? Now, Eric, Burl, what do you know about this piece of film here? I mean, we have the iconic photo.
This
that
is
you brought
this
up.
is the one.
Have you ever seen the movie itself?
I've seen this in motion. Is that the movie? I've seen this footage in motion.
That's the movie.
And it's really, I was like, whoa. Well, he's obviously out there, and I hope he's doing okay.
Okay, great.
And then they said there's a female. And I was like, oh well, I hope she's fine.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Eric,
I just follow Bryce. If Bryce says it's real, I think it's real.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Truly.
I'll make you feel good about it. No worries.
I thought before we dive into this, we should take a look at the original film, which we just pulled off of YouTube.
Oh, here we go.
This is the original. It was like, what, 954 feet of film? Here we go. They were shooting a little nature documentary, and they were trying to look for Bigfoot, Patterson and Gimlin, and then they rode up on this Sasquatch crouching by a creek. Patterson hopped off his horse, grabbed his 16-millimeter camera, and started shooting.
That's right.
As the female Sasquatch walked away and turns towards camera, giving Patterson a look like, come one step closer, you're out.
It's
right?
at this point that he steadied the film camera. He was sort of hustling and bustling after, to settle his horse down and get the camera steadied and whatnot. And that's where he came up with this incredible shot, which it's really made its way into American pop culture and film history. They say that this is the second most analyzed film right after the Zapruder film. More people have looked at this and analyzed that specific subject in the film more than just about anything else. And to this day, it still remains as one of what people either think a make it or break it case.
What do you guys think about that video that we just watched?
You know what year was this?
1967.
You know what? That makes sense. Because I'm going to be honest, Bigfoot kind of walks like a pimp.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's funny you bring that up, not because the Bob Hieronymus was a pimp, but people would say that the walk was a dead giveaway, and we're going to get into that.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw, I'm going to demonstrate here.
Yeah.
Let's get
This
a visual
is
aid.
what I saw.
Yeah.
Show me the video, and this is what I saw.
That's the walk.
Yeah.
Most people do it right.
Good.
Burl's got it right.
Hey,
Hell
man, you can take him wrong.
There you go.
Yep.
So we're looking at a picture here of a man on the left. Isn't this Bob Hieronymus here on the left?
No, that's Philip
that's
Morris.
Philip Morris.
He is the guy.
Bob Hieronymus is not in this costume.
Yeah, no, okay. I won't get there yet, but this is Philip Morris, the guy holding this head. This is a later version of what he made to try and replicate what was seen on the screen.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
We are getting our head of sleep. You're the one that put the picture
I know.
up. But yeah,
I put the picture up.
This is Philip Morris. He is sort of the originator of the gorilla costume that you
He was
would
a
see
costume
at
salesman.
carnivals and in early television.
This very hot man. I'm not sure who this
And that
hot
man
is.
wearing in that suit is Bob Hieronymus.
That is
who I
Bob.
believe
That's
you're
what I said.
talking about. Yeah, gotcha.
So in 2004, author Greg Long published The Making of Bigfoot, The Inside Story, a book that set out to settle once and for all that the Patterson-Gimlin film was a hoax. His star witnesses were a man named Bob Hieronymus, a Washington rodeo cowboy who knew Patterson and Gimlin and claimed to wear the suit, a costume maker named Philip Morris, and a handful of locals around Yakima who claimed to have seen the original costume used in the PGF, Patterson-Gimlin film. In a 2004 interview for the Skeptical Inquirer, Bob Hieronymus told Carl Koff and Michaela Kokis that he had been approached by Bob Gimlin, Patterson's partner, to play Bigfoot in a movie that they were filming.
Yeah, it was in July or August of 1967, and Gimlin told me that Roger's going to make a film and they need someone to wear a suit.
According to Hieronymus, Patterson offered him $1,000 to play the role and keep it a secret. They ordered a gorilla costume and fitted it with padding and bolted up the mask with a football helmet. Patterson had been coached on how to make the costume look realistic by the man who claimed to have made the suit, Mr. Philip Morris.
So I took one of my gorilla suits and shipped it to him. Parcel post, if I remember. It was a standard suit we sold to all our customers. Then, not long after he would have received the suit, I got a call from him. He said he had received the suit and that it seemed okay. But he said, I can see the zipper in the back. I told him, just brush the fur down over the zipper. The fur on the suit was a material called Dynel. It was a nylon fiber, a popular material back then. It was used on lots of things like plush toys, bathroom rugs, toilet seats. I bought it from my supplier in only 2 colors, black and brown. Then Roger wanted to know how to make the arms longer. I said, find a shovel handle or a stick and slip it in the sleeves. Then attach the gloves to the stick. That's how to extend the arms in a costume. You screw the gloves onto the stick. Then he said he wanted to make the shoulders more massive. I told him to go down to a local high school and get some old football pads. The coaches would probably be happy to get rid of some old cracked ones and put them in the shoulders.
Toilet seats? You make plush toys and toilet seats?
Hey, it was that time.
Okay. It's really sad. So after a dress rehearsal in Yakima, Patterson, Gimlin, and Hieronymus went out to Northern California and shot the footage. Hieronymus claims he was never paid the $1,000, nor did he make a penny off the film. The costume was allegedly stashed away in the trunk of Bob Hieronymus' mother's 1967 Buick, which was baby blue. And when the Patterson-Gimlin film was eventually seen by the public, residents around Yakima generally accepted that it was Hieronymus in the suit, kind of a small town inside joke, an open secret that they all shared. One local, Merle Weirheim, told the Skeptical Inquirer that they had recalled seeing the costume floating around Yakima.
I believe we were out in the Atunum Valley by that old church. We were sitting there. We were about to go jeeping. That's what we do. And somebody had the thing. It was in a box there. You know, it was just in a kind of box in the back. I didn't pay that much attention to it.
And if you doubted whether or not it was Hieronymus in a costume, all you had to do was look at the way the creature walked and compare the two.
Anyway, like I said, we was jeeping. But yeah, that's how Bob walks. All you have to do is watch him walk across the floor. And you just know.
So this photo here that we're looking at, this was a photo of Bob Hieronymus with a costume that was used for a recreation in a scene in a documentary around 2004 that was about the hoax. And Hieronymus decided to go public with his story after a special in 1998 that aired called The World's Greatest Hoaxes, Secrets Finally Revealed, which of course was on Fox television. During the show, a man named Clyde Rinke, who worked as an office manager with American National Enterprises, a wildlife film production company back in the late 60s, claimed that he and Patterson had come up with an idea to fake a Bigfoot film. Hieronymus caught the special and decided, you know what, enough was enough. He was going to come clean. He allegedly told Bob Gimlin,
I don't give a damn. I'm telling the truth. I'm tired after 37 years. And he tells me, well, don't mention my name.
There's a few issues with this debunking, though. The first being that the original costume that everyone said that they saw was never produced. No one could ever turn it up. Bob Gimlin has committed to his end of the story that they did, in fact, film a real live female Sasquatch, a story that has never wavered in decades. And of course, Patterson died long ago, and you know, there's just no proof of it one way or another. I know Bryce is just champing at the bit to make a case against Bob's claims. It is Bigfoot's birthday. We should give him a chance to defend himself. So
Definitely.
let me turn the floor over to Bryce. Bryce.
Yes.
What about Bob?
What about Bob? Well, you know, I'm going to keep this super simple for you guys. And I'm going to let the audience sort of decide this. Audience, you know, what happens to someone's story after telling it so many years if they've been lying? That's right. The story changes.
Somebody said it changes. Yes.
That's right. And what happens to somebody's story over the years if they've been telling the truth? The story doesn't waver. That's exactly right. Well, in the case of Bob Hieronymus, his story has changed 3 separate times in magazine interviews. The first started out him saying, "Oh yeah, I wore the suit. Roger made it out of it. One of his old dead horses, one of his red dead horses. And yeah, it was horsehide and it stunk. And he created this suit out of a dead horse skin." Well, that's what he told to a magazine the first time. The second time,
Isn't it amazing that this all lives inside this man's head?
Yeah.
I had to write this down and read most of it.
Yeah.
It's all in his head, folks.
Well, and then so you have this second
an
character, Philip Morris, who wanted to get in on sort of the biggest thing that was happening at the time was that, you know, this film was being touted around the Americas and beyond as a real mystery of a phenomenon in the woods. Something was taking place. Anyway, Philip Morris says, "I recognize that suit. That's my gorilla suit." And which it looks nothing fucking.
Do you want to
like.
take a look at a comparison between
I
Bob
would love
Hieronymus
to.
in 1967
Yeah,
and
let's
a
do
gorilla
that.
suit? Here we
Let's
go.
do that. So this is Philip Morris's gorilla suit, as you can see, and it's got the standard arm size of a human. The legs, I mean, it looks, and this is Bob Hieronymus in 1967. Who
He's a skinny
he's
guy,
about
but
5'8" and 140 pounds, soaking wet. Now, so
I mean,
these
in
two
this
got
picture,
together.
it is kind of bad though because they do look to be the same height.
Yeah. Well, so Philip Morris and Bob Hieronymus got together, and they sort of started touting this idea that it was them that, you know, conspired to create this film and yada yada yada. And then Bob went on record the second time saying, "Oh yeah, I remember the suit. You had to get in the pants, and then we put the football helmets on." You heard Michael say it, which is so fucking ridiculous on its head. And we put the football helmet on, and we made the mask over the helmet. And then even says somewhere, you know, "Oh, and I had a glass eye, and I had it mounted on the right so that when I turned, the sunlight would catch it just so." And we did the sticks for the arms, and it passes the point of credulity, you know. And what I mean by that is the story gets so ludicrous that this man is walking in the woods in this sort of gorilla suit with sticks in the arms, football shoulder pads, a helmet, a glass eye attached to the
I
face.
think Bob Hieronymus had a glass eye, didn't he?
He did have a glass eye, but he told in one magazine that he took it out and he molded it
to the mask.
right? So that
Because
when he did that
people
turn.
say that when the glass eye thing comes into play, because people say that when the Sasquatch turns to look at camera,
You can see a twinkle in the
reflection
eye.
of the glass eye in
Yeah.
the camera lens. Let's take a look at that other photo that you sent us. It's like the 1967 gorilla technology.
Yeah, sure.
costume
And then
technology.
anyway, you had him tell
we got horse math and gorilla technology on this show.
And
Here
then
we go.
anyway, you had him tell a third story about the time he wore the suit. And that was the picture that you showed earlier. It's with him and Philip Morris, who tried to replicate an exact costume of that. And they came up with that picture you showed earlier with Bob Hieronymus putting makeup over his eyes because Philip Morris wanted to sell those for about $8,000 a pop. Now, this photo is this one right here, this silly sort of person.
They
in a
don't even
gorilla
have the
suit.
legs in the right position.
This was taken by the BBC, who put money into recreating an exact replica of this costume. And they went to these technicians who had quite an extensive resume in creature effects here in Hollywood. And they're like, "Oh yeah, well, I know that hair. That's easy. And it's just this, and it's just that, and it's that." And this is the best they could come up with. Now, I want to show you something too.
By the way,
Yeah.
this has turned from comedy podcast into an actual serious panel on
But
Sasquatch.
You can actually see. So in 1967, when the film was taken, you know, the best technology for ape costumes came in 1970 for Planet of the Apes. And even in Planet of the Apes, and that was just a facial costume and the mask. In the Planet of the Apes, they still had pantsuits. So you can see on this costume, it's just
baggy.
It's not lycra, it's not stretch material. And in fact, stretch nylon wasn't invented until 1972. And they didn't start using it in films for at least a few years after.
When did they start using it on toilet seats?
Yeah, well, and you can see here sort of, and when you watch the film go, you can see the musculature in the
That's
calf.
what I was gonna say,
In the
yeah.
calf creatures, in the calf portion of this creature.
And those hammies and those glutes.
And what's strange
Well-defined.
is primate, like this arm looks about 20% longer than a human's arm, which in large primates sort of holds true. The gorillas have the longer arms, the shorter legs. But
And then
anyway,
as you go up, you can kind of see breast cysts.
yeah, and of course, as Burl pointed out, yeah, a lot of people miss this fact, but obviously there's these large mammary glands, or what people have referred to as these pendulous breasts.
Pendulous breasts.
And you know, it just sort of alludes to this idea that who would really fake that? Well, maybe, I mean, I'm sure
Well,
there's
I
somebody
guess-
out there that might go, oh, put boobs on it, and then people think it's
Well, I think it's because also that popular story was published by William Rowe, who said that he saw a female Sasquatch with pendulous breasts.
Yeah.
So they could. I always was like, hey, that's pretty clever. If you're going to fake it, why would you do a female Sasquatch when everybody thought Bigfoot, was a guy? But William Rowe's story was out there, so it is possible that they took that inspiration.
It's true, but it's a missed detail amongst a lot of people who sort of view this photo and the film for the first time. This is frame 352. It's one of the most famous pictures in the world, and you can see. So the guy who we're talking about tonight is this guy Bob Hieronymus, who claimed to be in the suit and wear the football pads, and that the mask was a helmet. And anyway, his story has changed 3 times. The man who was with Roger Patterson is an actual cowboy and horse whisperer named Bob Gimlin. Now, do you know what happened to his story after 60 some years? It's never changed. Not an inkling, not one iota. As a matter of fact, after this film came out, he sort of went underground because him and his family sort of took a lot of flack for being the guy around Yakima doing, what's that crazy thing you're doing with a Bigfoot? He sort of went underground, and he didn't really like the bad publicity that came with it.
He also, I don't think, made a lot of money off it either.
Yeah, but 30 years later, he
still talking about it.
He finally decided to start talking about his experience, and his story hasn't changed.
I really wish those young men would walk in right now and then just immediately walk.
Boy, did they miss out. Hope Frogger was fun.
Yeah, let's do this. Bryce, that was a very impassioned offense.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bryce
Yeah.
Johnson. Let's do this.
Don't you just love it how he just lights up for this?
It's the best.
On
It's
the
the
car ride down
So
here today,
pure.
he's like, yep, I got it. I'm going to keep it tight. I'm just going to ask him 2 questions and prove my point. Let's do this. Why don't we watch a cleaned up, stabilized, high definition version of the Patterson-Gimlin film, and you guys out there can decide whether or not you think this looks like a costume. Here we go.
Can I point out some details too? Or
Wait. Let's play it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just
and
play
we're
it.
playing Mike G. Here we go. Now this is a lot cleaner than what we saw.
Yeah, this is a stabilized version.
That's a human, someone said.
Yeah. It
It's
could be, right?
It's human. It's human-like.
So
right?
many people that describe this thing, and they're like, I couldn't take the shot. They have it in the scope of a rifle because they're like, it just looked too human.
I have to say that when I did see the stabilized version, the butt part does kind of look like there's a fringe here. Like it does look a little bit more.
Also,
like a
it
suit.
doesn't move.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to have that butt crack. So a lot of people have a problem with the butt there, but I don't have so much of a problem with that. One thing it's great about this film is you can see. Are we getting there to the?
You want me to go? Here we go.
There's a couple things that I can point out
Cousin
here.
Susan, get ready for this. Your mind's about to be blown.
So if you watch these toes,
Point up there.
Okay, if you watch
They
these
can't.
toes,
Up there, Bryce.
As he moves, you can see the toes go up right here.
The foot flexes,
Right?
yeah.
Now, if that's what they would call a rubber foot or a foot stomper, one of those big wooden boards they use to make the fake ones, which is really hard to do, by the way. The toes aren't going to go up, right? Not even on a rubber gorilla foot set will the toes go up like that. Right there, just back into the left. Back into the left. You can see, but you can see the toes go up. And there's also something Bob Gimlin described too, is like if you go back to the other film, you know, when you startle a creature, when you startle a creature, what happens to the hair? Like a dog, or if
stands up.
Yeah, it stands up on the back of their neck. If you watch that video before, you can see this different colored patch on the back of the neck.
Gotta point at the screen, buddy.
It's this scruff
the
neck
big
right
screen
here.
that everyone's looking at.
Do you see how instead of looking like a one-piece mask suit, but this triangular portion in the back, the hair has gone up on the back of this creature's neck.
All right, Cousin Susan's table needs to calm down just a little bit.
But this sort of fits into the context that this creature was startled.
All right.
And hey, look, you know, you're absolutely right. Nobody can actually discount this video as being a hoax, and nobody can authenticate it as being valid. It's really a gut reaction photo for you.
Let's ask, guys, in a show of applause. Sorry? No other mammals
That's another great
have hairy
point. Yeah,
breasts.
That's true. Interesting.
So, I mean,
learn something every
You've
day.
never met my mom's husband before.
You could have let that fastball go by, buddy. I respect that you didn't.
Party guests, what do you guys think? Where do you guys stand on the Patterson-Gimlin film?
You first, please.
Well,
please.
Here's the giant glaring thing to me.
Yeah.
And where to me Bob Hieronymus' story falls apart.
Yeah.
If you're doing the greatest hoax of all time or something on this scale, would you really not pay him $1,000?
Well, Patterson was notorious for not paying people that he hired. That's what everyone said around town.
I believe that. I've been to Yakima Vegas.
Now,
I've been to CBA games in Yakima. I'm not trying to name drop here, but I have. The other thing, more name dropping. I played Bigfoot in a commercial for Mythbusters.
Where was the premiere?
The premiere was actually in Azusa. Shit. I went there. It was 3 hours.
The little boy from the Dogman.
Thank you. It's revealed. But I played creatures. I played big, and where they can never quite get it right is the feet.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, when I played Bigfoot, I was in shoes until they would do the hero stuff with Bigfoot. I remember another time I was playing a caveman, and we were in Barstow running, and they decided they were going to do it without the shoes. So my feet were bleeding on lava rock, and I exploded at ad agency. Like, how's the Bray? I'm bleeding. So if they're doing, wish I was kidding.
Suit.
Yeah, my
screaming, how's the Bray?
Yeah, for real. I got a temper. I admit it.
That's
but
fair.
They're way ahead of the curve if they're actually doing this, because you can't. The bottom of the feet looks so darn real, don't they?
Yeah, they absolutely do. And look, this is just one piece of the evidence that was taken here.
Tiny piece.
As a matter of fact, that trackway was cast by a few people. In other words, okay, I'm feeling very.
We gotta wrap it up.
We gotta wrap it up. Okay. But anyway,
let me just say what I think here. I went into this being like, oh yeah, sure, Bigfoot's real. And then I saw the photo. I was like, oh, maybe they did fake it. But now I'm firmly like, oh.
It's confusing.
Yeah, I was like, well, maybe Bigfoot.
All right.
There.
I think that's the best way it should be. It's
great.
like.
Well, I mean, there
once
you
showed
have
me
it,
those
folks.
feet, I was like, windy, flexy toes.
Look at those flexy toes.
The Patterson-Gimlin
JFK
film
moment right
mystery and charm lives on to this day.
Yeah.
And as does the true nature of Bigfoot's existence. Although we covered so much of Bigfoot's history and the origins of the legend, there is still so much left to explore, including connections to UFOs, possible bodies discovered in Mount St. Helens, the alleged stories of telepathic Sasquatch communicating with people, and the possibility that Bigfoot might be an interdimensional being. Those stories, though, will have to wait for another day. When we, sorry.
I know.
Love it. Love you.
When we set off on this deep dive, we asked Riley how he felt about Bigfoot, and asked ourselves whether or not this creature should be considered a monster. Riley, I ask you, Bigfoot, what the hell was that?
Well, I'll tell you what the hell just happened. I spilled my drink right onto our recorder, but we're good.
Oh, great.
Don't worry.
Oh, no.
I spent a lot of time in punk bands. We'll be fine.
Great.
Don't
What do you
drink in
think?
tech. kids. Don't drink in tech.
I think I remain in the same place as when I first met you guys almost 6 years ago. I don't know, but it's fun, and I sure like hanging out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
That's the exact right
What
answer.
are our friends on the live stream saying about the Patterson-Gimlin film? What do they think about Bryce's case?
Guys, hit me. Is it real or not? I'm talking to the computer now.
What do they say?
By the way, I'm not just like doing my taxes here. There's a whole other audience I'm talking to. That.
What are
They
our-
say, hell yeah, all caps,
Oh,
just like
shit.
the Dogman
Hell
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
So many
Bryce,
exclamation
those are your
points.
people.
Hell yeah.
Real, it's real, obviously, believe. They're on board.
Funny that the
They're on
people
board.
online are saying
You know,
this stuff.
Here's the thing, right? Even if this isn't real, the phenomenon of Bigfoot is alive and well. So, in fact, if these creatures don't exist, there's a bigger phenomenon at play than if the creatures were real, because this thing is reported in just about every state by the thousands, and so people are seeing something.
Yep.
And so
There's something out there.
whether that creature is real or not, something is out there. People are actually experiencing something. What it is fucking is your guess, is my guess, is anybody's. Nobody has the answer, but there really is something going on out there.
The fingers hovering,
Amen
Bryce.
to that, Bryce.
Well done, Bryce. Thank you, everybody. All right, you guys want to play? Before we go, do you guys have time? You want to play a little quick game? You want to play a game? All right, there's going to be some prizes here, okay? So we're looking for some volunteers. This is a game that we call Mystery Quiztery. We're going to ask some trivia questions. If you think you might want to take a shot at it, raise your hand. All right.
Right up front.
This blue-haired skeleton down here. All right. First question. Why don't we grab... Maybe we should just spread some of the Bigfoot gifts around.
Yeah,
We should
let's
also
get it
say
going
she's
on.
dressed as a skeleton.
She's
Not an actual skeleton.
Yeah, I've been doing the show.
Not that paranormal.
Yeah.
Clickety clack, clickety
We don't have that much pull yet.
Great.
Give it time. Give it time.
Oh, great, Riley. Come on down.
There
Okay.
you go. You're on the show.
Here's the first question. What is considered the most haunted house in England?
Oh shit! In England, I was gonna say the Winchester Mystery House, but that's not in
No,
England.
we're talking England.
Are we doing multiple choice?
It is. You do have multiple choice options.
Okay. Multiple choice.
Is it A, the Tower of London, B, Boddington Hall, C, Borley Rectory, or D, King Charles's bathroom?
I'm gonna go with B because that dude sounded really convincing.
Well, you shouldn't have listened to him because that's incorrect. Now, what do we do here? Do we give her another chance?
Let's give her another shot.
Yeah, give her another shot.
chance.
Tower of London, Borley Rectory, or King Charles's bathroom?
As appetizing as King Charles's bathroom sounds, I'm gonna go with Tower of London.
Oh.
Is it the bathroom?
No.
Oh, she chose all the wrong answers.
It's Borley Rectory. We did an episode about it.
No.
You know what?
Give her something anyway.
You know what? For participating and being such a good sport, you get a prize. Take a look. Open it up. Birthday present for you. It's a Bigfoot Collectors Club pumpkin.
We'll
All
sign
right,
that for
guys. We're getting real. No more losers in this game, okay? That's the only prize we give away for free. Here we go. Bryce, you want to ask the next
you
question?
too. Yeah, sure.
Hold on, I gotta open my. Here we go.
Michael
All right.
came up with these earlier. All right.
Yeah.
This is great. All right. You guys should know this. Who wrote The Mothman?
Wait, who do we got? Who do we got?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
I see
back
a hand
there.
all the way back here.
There we go.
Here we go. Sorry, I should ask. What's your name?
Thorn.
Thorn. What's your favorite cryptid?
Ooh, probably Mothman.
Mothman.
Oh,
Great.
strong
All right.
choice.
Well, then this
You're
is
probably gonna
tailor-made
get
for
this
you.
one.
The Mothman.
There's a great book.
Prophecies.
It's called The Mothman Prophecies. Who wrote it? Is it A, Joshua Cutchin, B, John Keel, C, Jacques Vallée, or D, Jim Mars?
That'd be B, John Keel.
That's correct.
I forgot your prize. Let's get a prize.
Nicely done.
Well done.
What do we got
here?
for our lovely contestant? Hey, it's my dick cover-up game.
Dirty picture cover up. Draw dirty pictures.
Yeah,
cover
dirty
them up. There's
picture
lots of
cover-up.
fun.
A game created by.
Honestly, one time we played that in a hotel room in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Was it? And it was the hardest we have ever laughed.
It's guaranteed gut laugh. It's like adult Pictionary. You're gonna have a great time. Great job.
Oh, I'm asking a question.
Okay, here we go.
Cool.
Last question of the night. Raise your hands.
Who's it gonna be?
No one
Michael.
from Cousin Susan's table. They're too wild. Here we go. Over here.
Look at that. She's
Hi,
ready.
friend.
All
Right.
Right over there.
right, here we go.
Wait. Here we go.
Michael's heading
Hi.
over.
What's your name, and what's your favorite cryptid?
I'm Aya, and probably the Loch Ness Monster.
Great. The Loch Ness
Classic.
Monster.
Can't go wrong.
Classic.
Great choice.
Sorry,
All right.
I'm gonna get back into frame for the people at home.
Good old Nessie.
Okay, here we go.
Hi.
Who is the Bigfoot of Missouri? Is it A, Momo, B, Show Me, C, the Jackson City Howler, or D, Charles?
I'm gonna go with A, Momo.
That is correct.
Nice job. Well done.
Here, open your
We've
present.
got a winner, everybody.
Open your present. Let's show everybody what it is. Oh, it's a copy of Adventure Van, a comic book.
Michael's
Hooray!
All right.
And you can keep that bag.
Yeah, the bag's
good
all
bag.
You get the bag.
You can re-gift with that.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, everybody. We're wrapping up this birthday party. The fun is not quite over yet, but we're wrapping it up. I want to thank everybody who came out tonight. This was
Seriously.
amazing. Thank you for
Thank
being
you guys
here.
so much for being here.
Thank you to 2-Bit Circus for having us. Thank you to Popsy Lounge for hosting us. Thank you to Eric Edelstein
Oh
and
my
Burl
gosh.
Moseley for
Wow.
being here.
Thank you guys. Jeez.
We got new episodes every Wednesday. If you want to follow us over on our Patreon, BCC The Other Side, we drop episodes 3 times a month on Fridays over there. You can check all that stuff. 3 bonus episodes every month. We got Riley's Cosmeteer, access to the Discord, access to our entire backlog of episodes.
Merch discounts.
20% off merch. So there you go. That's all over at patreon.com/BigfootCollectorsClub. Well, you know what? It's a birthday party, and what would a birthday be without a little bit of cake?
Yeah.
What? I heard there's some cake here. May not have given enough time for the cake to arrive. In the meantime, our blue skeleton, we never asked your name and what your favorite cryptid is.
Oh, my name is Lacey, and my favorite cryptid. I'm from Lake Tahoe.
Okay, I didn't
nice.
ask that question.
Well, it's
Just
context.
Okay.
Because Tahoe has its own cryptid.
Ooh.
Tahoe Tessie.
Oh, Tahoe Tessie.
It's like Nessie, but she's
They kind of
the
phoned that
US.
one in, didn't they?
They did, but we don't have a lot. It's like Yakima, rural and boring.
Okay, fair enough. Tessie, everybody.
I think that
what's
sounds like an
Tessie look
episode.
like?
Yeah.
Oh, she looks like the Loch Ness Monster, but she's American.
Yeah, all right. Got it.
Lake monsters are a thing. Yeah.
Louder, wants to order things at restaurants. Her way.
Always on her
Sure.
phone.
Yeah.
Our friend,
They come with ketchup.
how are we doing with cake?
No hamburger.
Are we ready for that cake? How are we doing back there? Just silence from the kitchen.
Silence from the kitchen.
Anybody else have a mediocre Scottish cryptid in their hometown with a rip-off name? Perhaps. Nobody?
They'll
Hey,
have
I'm
a
here
whole
for
episode
Tessie.
within a month. They can say whatever now. There's going to be a Tessie episode. I
What?
guarantee
You're
it.
from Yakima, Eric. Oh, wait. We have hands up over here. You want to change your
You're
answer?
gonna change your answer. Let's hear it.
Well, I really said Nessie to pay homage to my dad, who's a huge Nessie stan. But recently I was Googling cryptids around the United States in every single state, and there's this one, there's just a giant frog.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right.
That's awesome.
We love the
for the
giant
frog
rock.
man.
All right,
Frog
everybody,
man.
here we go. For Bigfoot on his 65th birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Over here. Over here.
Happy birthday, dear Big. It's in a cardboard box still. Happy birthday to you. Riley, put out the candles.
Well, we're being
and Eric, because we're both
bring it back.
we're both
We
over
gotta make a
6'5",
wish.
so we'll
We'll
blow out
accept it.
Bigfoot's
We gotta make a
candles.
wish.
Here we go.
Riley's gonna
Here we
blow
go.
out the candles. Here we go. Make a wish.
Bigfoot. Happy birthday.
What if I drop this?
Bring it.
Oh God,
Can
it'd
you
be
imagine?
so
Bring it in
funny.
the frame. Blow out the
It's so
candles.
tempting
We
to
make
just
it into a gift.
just
We make
trip
it a gift.
over my. I'm just bringing it into the
It
live
is
stream.
wrapped in paper. We
Eric,
should probably blow it out.
can you be our stand-in
Happy
Bigfoot?
birthday.
Ready?
You guys ready?
No pressure.
Here we
Happy
go.
birthday, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Happy
you,
birthday,
everybody.
Happy birthday.
Let
Thank
them
you.
eat cake.
We got some merch
Bigfoot got
over
the
here.
birthday.
We'll be sticking around. There's drinks and everything. If you guys want to hang out for a while, have fun. We'll be sticking around for a minute. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
And go get regressed.
There you
Hold
go.
on.
There
Let
it
me just
is.
use some throat I will be spray. Doing a trap rap solo based only on Bigfoot. Yes. Over by Pac-Man. If anybody wants to come and participate.
It's summer 2022.
Happy
Club
birthday,
Bryce
Big.
is reopened,
Oh, yeah,
and you
baby.
might find that things are a whole lot wetter. There's telekinetic, there's pyrokinetic. Now we're about to get aquakinetic. Yeah, you heard that right, son. Aquakinetic. There are aliens in the water. There is strangeness in the water. You don't want to drink the water. You want to control the water with your mind. You control high strangeness. If you control water, you control high strangeness. Let's do this. Spin it to you on a Sunday, cause that's my fun day. The Loch Ness Monster, well that's my butler. He should be, because he's up there with the Bermuda Triangle. That's my drive-through window, dog. I'll take a Triton sandwich, please. Extra mermaid on the side. USOs, I tell them when to come and go. Cause now, I'm the Lord of the Seven Seas. Seas. I came up with the lyrics for this song in the shower with my D and my H. I don't need an art for this flood. Like Moses did, I'm gonna part these waters. Aquakinetic, 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 aquakinetic. If you can control water, you control high strangeness. That's how the game is played, son. I render you these last words. Of all the mysterious creatures of the sea, none is more iconic, or alluring, or wet than that of the mermaid.
Our bodies are 60% water. Does that mean the strange is in me? Fuck yes.
Okay, that's my song. Whew, that took my breath away. I hope it took yours away too.
here in this primitive river bottom wilderness in southern Arkansas, along with deer, duck, crane, and beaver, lurks a creature that walks upright. Whether it is a man, a monster, or a myth, no one really knows. What we do know is the people around Fouke, Arkansas say they have seen such a creature nearly 250 times since 1954. And that this creature, whatever it is, emits one of the most terrifying sounds ever recorded. Creek, rated G.